shouldn't you? Hi, everybody. If you're joining me on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, welcome to our little show this morning. Um, my name is Lisa Dublin, as I said before, and just trying to go live everywhere at the same time. I don't know if that's a good thing, but anywho, we are here. Please let me know that you can help me, you can hear me, so I know that, everything's working well. So, we usually begin with our confessions. It is Monday morning, okay? And I'm not sure how you woke up. Did you wake up with hope? Or did you wake up perhaps not even wanting to, engage with life? Whatever it is, it makes sense for you to kind of take charge of your day. And this is how I do it. And, just teach people in my circle to do it, my children. Yeah, my boo as well. We do that. People I'm close to. I am blessed and highly favored, above only and not beneath, the head and not the tail. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I shall lend and not borrow, and I have nothing missing and nothing broken. Where are you this morning? Good morning to the diamonds in the To All the Girls Success Club. Don't forget, on a Saturday morning, we really crush on God. We do lots of lovely things in the To All the Girls Success Club. Please also like and share this video if it has in any way inspired you. Tag a friend, let them know that I'm on for a couple minutes. Hey, Emlyn, how are you doing? This morning, I want to talk about the things that we know we should be doing, but we don't. And to kind of alleviate our fear and the stress of, I know I should be doing this, but I don't. And I don't want to. Does anybody have any area in their life where you're honest enough to say that in this area, I'm good, but in other areas, no? I kind of have to crank myself up for me to get it done. Is there anybody like that? I know, for example, I could work out whole day. I love prayer. Now, really getting into a great relationship with God and so on. But my where I need to come up some more, and I'm working on that, it's parenting. Especially as my boys are getting older. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not this very instinctive parent, the one who um I have family members who would give everything for their kids. And I love that. But I'm not there. And learning a whole lot about the way that when you don't feel like doing something, the God that we serve, and if I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, I love God, He loves me. No, no, let's start. He loves me first, and I love him back because he loves me so dearly, and that's how he makes everybody feel. And because of that, I always start there. And the scripture that I want to bring today in this discussion is Philippians 2:13, that says, "For it is God who works in us both to will and to do for his good pleasure." I remember contending with that scripture back in university when I had first become a Christian, and me and my friends who were also on that journey, realizing that there are things that we wanted to do, but they were no longer expedient, no longer good to do. But like, how do you prevent yourself from wanting what you want? How do you want what you should be wanting when you don't want it? Okay, that these are the kinds of questions that, if we're honest with ourselves, we all struggle with. Know what I mean? And so that scripture kind of broke it down a little bit in preparation for just a little live this morning. So that is the King James version, for it is God who works in you both to will and to do for his good pleasure. Stick with me, because even after giving the scripture, I'm then going to give you some very practical ways in which, when you want to come up in a certain area, when you want to become something that you're not, but you should, it could be exercise. It could be taking charge of your finances. It could be parenting, like it is for me now. It could be perhaps in your relationship, in your marriage, in your romance. Okay, if you're not married as yet and you're just on that path. It could be in friendships, in whatever it is, where you need to come up and you don't feel like. There are practical steps that I'll also provide that you can take to make it happen. But we're going to start with Philippians 2:13. It is God who works in us both to will and to do for his good pleasure. You guys, hear the message version of the Bible. And this is what it says for that scripture. So be energetic in your life of salvation, reverent and sensitive before God. That energy is God's energy, an energy deep within you. God Himself willing and working at what will give Him the most pleasure. I find that so comforting this morning that it's not up to me. If I don't want it to be, it's not bound to be up to me, that I can literally go to the God who made me for help in doing the things that I don't feel like doing. I find that just takes the stress out of the deep responsibility for my life on me. Hey, Lydia, I'm doing well. How are you, Diamond? Let me just say hi to Lydia right there. And so it makes sense to start there. That I don't know how to do this. I don't feel like, Lord, but I know that you can help me to will it. And that will, I have that here's the definition of the keywords in there. That's so important, that to know that I've got help. I don't have to do it alone. You guys, there have been times when I'm sure everybody has felt that way, that I feel so helpless, that there are times I'll spend like 10 minutes just simply saying, Lord, help me. Lord, help me. Lord, I can't do this. Help me. Lord, you need to help me. If you don't help me, I will not be helped. I don't feel like doing it. I cannot do it. I have failed at doing it. I need your help. Lord, help me. Where are you? Tell me what to do. Have you ever been that desperate in any area of your life? What I've realized is that God responds to that kind of energy and desperation. Like, ditch the stooshness, okay? In the Two Other Girls Success Club on Saturday morning, where we really take time to crush on God and really deepen our relationship with Him. My friend Ramona, she was on and she was talking about that sometimes when you go that desperately before God, it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look all refined and sophisticated and elegant. No, you snot nose, you're crying, you're but that is the kind of desperation that moves God's heart. And I was saying in the club, if you are not a member of the To All the Good Success Club, can I ask you to mosey on over to Facebook and send a request to join the club and answer the questions, and I'll get you in, so that on a Saturday when we really take the time to talk about things about God, it really just strengthens and deepens. I think it's a refresher, that kind of way. And so Ramona was saying that is how she goes before God. And I was giving the example of one of my sons one time in prayer. He When I asked him to pray, it was his turn. And what the way that he prayed for something that he wants in the future almost broke my heart and made me realize that that is exactly how God deals with us. That I could tell the depth of his longing from the way that he expressed his prayer. And for me, it was like an analogy with, like, I guess God just worked to kind of help me to understand, um, just help me to understand how He worked in our lives. That when you come to Him in your desperation, He has no choice. It breaks His heart. He wants to help you, He hastens to help you. And, when you also use His word to be able um, to say, Lord, you promised me this. You go with that deep desire, that brokenness, that desperation, that level, that depth. It moves him, right? So I was giving that analogy in the club on Saturday. So make sure to go over and to join the To All the Girls Success Club. Okay. Please also like and share this video. That's very important, you guys. Please like and share this video. All right. So here's the thing. So God can energy. The will that he's talking about there is an energy. It means to display one's activity, to effect, to work for one, to aid. You're not alone this morning. I don't care what you have to deal with. If you choose, you can start from the premise and the foundation of, I've got help if I turn to God for this. He can help me to want it even when I don't. Even as a life coach, as you know, I I always start with Where are you? With my clients, it's like, where are you starting from? Why do you want this? Do you want this badly enough? How much on a scale of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10? How much do you want this? And many times when the motivation is lacking, there's no follow through. When the going gets tough and you don't have the motivation, you're not going to follow through. But if you have a deep motivation to get something done or to get something in your life to change something, then it's easier to change. So I always start with, where are you starting from? What is your motivation? And how do we deepen it? So isn't it like, it's very comforting to know that even if you don't have the motivation to work out and to exercise, to eat properly, to take charge of your finances, or, it's always those very big areas: faith, family, finances, fitness, and now they talk about future or fun. Okay, it's always those big foundational areas where we lack, where we falter, where we need help. And so there is help available. For me, I just take that verse very literally. Like, I am a go getter pilot, okay? But there are certain areas I've realized, okay, you need to deepen motivation. And you have help as somebody of faith. How much better? There's no stress. I don't have to go crank it up. I can go, I need help, Lord. Please help me. Okay, so that's that part of it. Okay. You start from there. It is God who works in us both to will and to do for his good pleasure. And here's the thing: if you are going to God like that, then there's also the sense that God says, ask and you will receive. So if I've asked you for motivation and I've asked you for the will to do what does not come naturally and instinctively to me, then I've got it because I've prayed for it. And your word says, ask and I will receive, seek and you will find. Therefore, coming to the second part of my little live this morning. Therefore, I'm not, oh my goodness, I hope people are, um, I'm so sorry, you guys. Like, I should be checking what everybody's saying. I'm just like going, am I not? Okay. Excuse me if I'm not not responding to your text. I usually go back afterwards and say hi and that kind of thing. Okay. So sorry if I'm not. Let me just do LinkedIn and say hi to my people on LinkedIn. Here's the other thing. So, with that kind of can do attitude, that I do have that motivation, that I'm starting from, I will get this done. I then do a couple things. And um, there's something that I've started doing when I find myself struggling in an area. I write the story of how I want it to turn out. You might want to try that, because I remember last year there was a certain area of my life I needed help, and I wrote this story. No, I did. I just wrote this story about, and she did this and she did that, and this is what happened, and for the rest of her life, this is how she was. Do you know, this year this thing is manifesting like exactly as I wrote it last year. The right people are coming into my life to make this happen, and I am manifesting the same attitude that I had written down. So this is one way that I give myself hope. Write the story of how you want it to end. In the area where you're struggling, what will success look like? Write out that story, put your name in there. And so I'm going to now do it, for every area that I'm struggling in my life. I am going to write out that story. And something, some which what way, when you write it down, auto suggestion from, if you've read Think and Grow Rich, you know, or The Power of the Subconscious Mind, those two books are so pivotal in terms of helping us to know exactly how, when you say things and think things, you can bring them into fruition. How much more when you have God on your side? Know what I mean? So that's the first thing. Write out the story of how you want. Let's say, for example, you're struggling with exercise and diet. Write out the story about, she woke up every morning and she worked out for 15 minutes. And when she was finished, she did her meal prep for the entire week. And you know what? She enjoyed eating her vegetables, and slowly and surely she pulled away from the KFC and from the Popeyes. And she became this person who lost the weight and looked good. And she went on to help people to do the same. Write the story. I have something else, okay? So you have to, something doesn't come naturally to you, You have to make a plan to get there. So you have the can do attitude. You've settled with God. I need your help. He's going to help you. Now you need to help yourself, because that is how he helped you. Yes, there's supernatural help, and there's also stuff that has to be done in the practical, in the physical realm. So for me, I simply immerse myself in wherever it is that I'm trying to learn. Immersing myself looks like listening to podcasts about it. Okay. Also YouTube videos, reading books about it, talking to people who are where I want to be, and not coming to them feeling jealous or feeling like I'm such a failure because I'm not there yet. No, I sweep all of that aside and try to replace it with, I'm just thirsty for what you have. Just teach me. I'm just thirsty for what you have. I just want you to teach me. That's what it is. Okay. And so it makes a lot of sense. So some of the things that I've done is, like, um, the YouTube premium. I think everybody should have like the ad free account. So what I did, I cut off like maybe Apple Music and so on, so that I could literally, just have YouTube Premium, and it replaces Apple Music, because a lot of the songs that I listen to, they do have their video alternatives equivalents on YouTube. So, I don't lose out. But if you have a YouTube Premium account, then you can listen to videos ad free, and that makes all the difference. It does. It's elevated my life. So you kind of have to choose to invest in your learning and invest in the things that make sense to you, if that makes any sense. So how's everybody doing? Good morning wherever you are. I'm sorry I'm not seeing your messages this morning. I hope you're listening. I hope that's why I'm not seeing the chat this morning. Oh my goodness. Anywho, so when you get around people who are doing the thing that you want to do, shadow them. That's one way. I've always been like a hungry student and a very humble student, if I may say so myself, in terms of I come. Yes, with my own ideas of how things should be done, but because you are the master at it, I'm simply going to rest and see what you do, and listen and learn and mimic what you do until I've mastered it, and then I can infuse my own personality or way of doing it. But I get the foundation from whoever I'm trying to learn from. Ask them questions. You don't have to do it alone. So find a pattern, find a mentor, find somebody who's doing the thing, that and immerse yourself in their world. I think that also makes a lot of sense. And then lastly, you have to make time for it. So for me, I could listen to personal development podcasts all day, whole day. Okay. Parenting podcasts. I'm gonna have to make some time for that. And so I've dedicated, and you see where it really is from just being honest about who you are. You're not perfect. Everybody could see that. Know what I mean? So don't even try to be. Just simply acknowledge who you are and take steps to kind of like stem what needs to be corrected. So I'll be like, on Saturdays, I listen to podcasts about, like marriage and family, to kind of going for the day. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that's how I do it. Okay. So basically, what I'm saying is you don't have to do it alone. Whatever attitude or whatever skill or big area or small area in your life that you might be struggling with right now, please know that there's help. Philippians 2:13, for it is God who works in you both to will and to do for his good pleasure. So it's going to give him, he's obviously going to help you to do the great things, the good things that are going to make him look good and be satisfied with you in his life, with satisfied with him in your life. So you have that backing. And if you know that you've prayed and you've asked God for the things that he wants to give you anyway, there's a can do attitude that springs from that confidence, that you then go out and do the practical things, immerse yourself in the world that you're trying to get into. You can do that through listening to podcasts, YouTube videos, reading books, talking to people who are already doing the things that you want them to do, that you want to do. That way, you become a new person. You become, and you develop new habits and that kind of thing. So I hope this helped you this morning. We're gonna end here, you guys. We're at the 20-minute mark. I'm really trying to stick to time. Thank you for joining me wherever you did. I'll next be on in the club, the Two Other Girls Success Club, on Saturday morning. This is when we do Saturday Spa. So yeah, if you're not a member, please go over. Let me put it on the screen. And let me take this out and go over to Facebook and join the Two All the Girls Success Club. My IG family, how you doing? Good morning to you. I'm gonna end this live. I think yesterday I forgot to end the live on IG, right? Thank God it didn't record because, oh my gosh, just leave that there, okay? Just leave that there. Anyway, folks, have a wonderful week. And please know that, you don't have to do life alone. You just don't. You've got help. You've got help to even help you to want to be a thing that you know you should be doing and you don't. No pressure. Love on you to this week. I'm going to take time to really count my blessings this week. I've promised myself that. Philippians 2:13 is the verse I'm going after this week. But I'm also taking time to really count my blessings and to be grateful for what God has done, what I've accomplished, and just to have that can do feeling, that feeling of gratitude does wonders for, what you can accomplish and the energy in which you do it. So I hope you do the same. Bye, everybody. Do have a wonderful week, and see you on Saturday. Bye.